I think we're all looking for maybe some fresh ideas, but could you describe maybe an innovative program that you've put in place in the past that would deter crime?
Well, I have initiated some community-oriented in certain high-crime housing areas that I initiated. I initiated a health program where when I noticed the morale in the department was beginning to deteriorate, we initiated some programs to get the officers to interact with each other in the department, which I believe lifted the morale. It was at one point it was us against them atmosphere with between patrol and investigation. It was us against them with the community, the citizens. So we had to bring the officers back into interacting with each other, and that's initiated a program to do that. Work with the kids in the concert reading programs, in the community tutorial programs that we're working on.
What makes you the best candidate for this job over the other candidates?
I feel I might be a good fit for you. It's just a calling. I couldn't really explain it. I'm here to bring that wealth of knowledge and the experience that I have.
And I've got one last question, I think, and I'll put it to you this way. No matter who the mayor and the council select for this position, throughout this community, some will say we made the correct decision, some will say we made the wrong decision. If you are selected, how will you go about convincing this community that we made the right decision?
Interacting with the community, working with the community, listening to the needs of the community, and addressing those needs.
That's all I have.
Mr. Bryan, as a leader, do you consider yourself as self-centered or egotistical, or neither one?
I don't take myself serious, you know. I know that in most walks of life, people just want to know what have you done for me lately. I could sit there and tell you how much I've done in the past. It's about what you're doing for me now and what you're doing for the community. So I can't take myself serious. I never have. It's never been an ego. When you go home at night, you still have to take the pants off and go to bed. So we're all here. So.
Explain to the mayor and the council an elite unit.
I'm sorry, Mayor.
What is an elite unit?
Sir?
An elite unit?
Elite unit?
Yes.
Well, you're talking about the unit I was on?
You're right.
The elite unit, it was a specialized unit where they were selecting experienced detectives to be part of it's a first-time group of people that was brought together to solve homicides throughout the county. And they picked the best of the best, that's how they put it. The best of the best. And get them involved with this unit. And mainly those are experienced investigators who have worked homicides and brought the experience to the table to this unit. That's what the elite unit was.
So how many times your unit was selected as an elite unit? By using investigation?
Well, I was part of that unit. It's a group of people throughout the county that was on this unit. And how many investigations did we conduct? If that's what you're asking? Yeah. All right. Several. Our town, Waukegan, is two large, highly diverse communities. Have a lot of gang activity, a lot of drug activity, a lot of crime. And there's some other areas in the county. So what they did was they brought this group together from different cities to work on those homicide cases to eliminate the manpower from each individual city and the cost. So that's what we're doing was we go from city to city in the areas and work those homicide cases so it wouldn't be a burden on one city. There were several homicides. I come from an area where we have several homicides, shootings on a regular basis. And the city next to me, the same way. Large homicide rate. It's most part, we dealt with.
How long did you serve in the detective division?
I spent a good portion of my career in investigation. I would say roughly 15 years. Outside of that, I was part of the, when I was in the Army, I was a criminal investigator in the military. I have a lot of investigation experience.
Thank you. Councilman Taylor?
Mr. Blaine, excuse me. What are some of the most important attributes that a police chief should possess? What are some of the most proudest attributes that a police chief should possess?
I have to repeat. I mean, you got to have passion for the people. You got to possess that. If you don't have passion for the people, if I got the question right, the most, what was the question again?
What are some of the proudest attributes that a police chief should possess?
Possess, yes,
Yes,
that's it. And passion for the people. Working for the officer that you work with, provide the tools that they need. Listen to the community. Working closely with the elected officials. You got to have that in order to succeed as a police chief.
Mr. Blaine, tell me what ideas could you bring to this department from a safety standpoint that could help this community?
From a safety standpoint?
Yes, sir.
Oh, from a safety standpoint. Yeah, I have to get in there into the city and the department and see what some of the high issues that involve the police department in the city. Because you got a traffic crash, a lot of accidents in a certain area. You have to focus on and provide safety in that area or enforcement. And it's hard to say what we're bringing to Columbus until I get in there and interact and see what some of the problems are.
Thank you.
Councilman Mickens?
Mr. Brown.
Tell me about a time when you had an unexpected issue that would serious impact your professional career.
A serious impact on my profession?
Yeah.
My profession?
Career.
Not me personally, but the profession.
Well, yeah, your career. Yeah, it's you.
I would say that the most was what I just dealt with recently, a couple of years ago, what you guys know about with the whistleblower. Personally, had an impact because he's my next door neighbor and a friend of mine, and that major impact of it because it deteriorated the friendship and
Okay. Okay, thanks.
okay.
Yes, Councilman Bob?
For any program to be effective, it has to be measured. And give me an idea of what type of metrics you use to evaluate our department once you get here, once you get started. How would you evaluate, what do you use to evaluate, and how evaluate your
Evaluation is a continued process. Initially, what I would do is just get around and talk to everyone. Talk to see them what they're doing, and talk to them about what they would like to see in the department and their needs and how things have gone in the past, and get a feel of how they feel about the department. That would be the initial process for me. But the evaluation is an ongoing. Continue to gotta keep pace with what's going on in the department.
Councilman Stewart?
I have one more, Mr. Bryan. Describe what it's like to work for you and describe your leadership style.
Say that again, sir.
What would it be like to work for you and describe your style of leadership?
my style of leadership is being direct out front. I had to lead from the front. I didn't quite get the first part of it.
I said, what it'd be like to work for you?
Oh, to work for me.
Yeah.
I like building a team. I like input. I like people that enjoy coming to work. I got an interior that's it's sometimes that people don't see the inside of me, but I try to bring that out so they can see the inside of me, so they can enjoy coming to work and not be afraid of I'm approachable. So I like building a team. I want people to come to work being happy. It's no fun being miserable working. And like I said, with my leadership style, I like to be out front and direct and get involved. I don't like micromanaging, but I like being out there and seeing what's going on. That's it.
Councilor Green.
Mr. Brown, what's the name of the city you're from? I know it's Chicago, but the North Chicago is called Waukegan.
North Chicago is called.
You named the community that you were working in. Waukegan?
That's the city next to North Chicago. Just north of North Chicago.
How many people does the community have?
North Chicago,
Yeah.
Waukegan. North Chicago?
Yeah.
We've roughly 40,000, give or take.
About 40,000.
40,000. Yes.
And I want to kind of go back, and I have a couple of questions. I'm glad we had a second round of questions. Why do you feel Columbus is a good fit for you? I mean, why would you leave the big city for small town Columbus? Do you look at Columbus like? Of course, you don't think we're Mayberry.
No, not at all.
What's your thoughts of coming south this way? So.
Well, there's a lot of people from the South that moved up there in North Chicago. I don't. A lot of people they tell me a lot about the South and Mississippi. I ask a lot of questions. I'm looking for a different environment. I was born and raised in Chicago. I served North Chicago for 26 years. I had a good career. I had a great career in North Chicago.
No particular reason why you would be leaving from up there to come south?
Not at all. I can stay there another 3 years and get 30 years in and retire. That's not the issue. I want a different environment for my family. I want to expose them to something different, something that a little slower, a different environment where they could experience something different. That's the only reason why I'm looking to leave North Chicago.
What is, tell us one of your proudest moments as being a law enforcement officer in your 26 years.
There was a homicide we had while I was on the task force. There's an 11-year-old girl that was murdered. She was stabbed several times, and it took us a year to solve that case. But the time that when we solved it, we was able to go to the family, and it bothered me. I tell you, seeing a little 11-year-old girl stabbed to death. When I had that opportunity, and myself and the commander went to the family, and was able to explain to them what happened and we solved that case. That was, and it chokes me up now thinking about it. The proudest moment that I had. That's all I have.
Councilman Gavin.
Mr. Brame, I've just got a couple more questions here. In your opinion, what should be the policy of the Columbus Police Department or its attitude toward these people sitting out in this audience tonight, the citizens? What do you think their attitude should be, or their policy?
I'm sorry, I have to ask you to say that again.
In your opinion, what should the police department's attitude or policy be toward the citizens of Columbus?
I didn't quite get that.
All right. Let me see if I can rephrase it then. The police department's attitude toward the everyday citizen of the city, what should be their attitude or mission for these citizens?
I don't know how to answer that without getting involved with the agency.